Hello everybody. In today's video we are going to have the following topic: change your ways and pay attention to the most important things in life. We're going to speak about the thinking of one of the greatest philosophers of all times, and making reference to Socrates. Socrates was an Athenian citizen who lived in the 4th century BC, and we know he was one of the biggest, because he was also the professor of Plato, and Plato was then professor of Aristotle, and then we know there's a chain here of greatest philosophers of all time. And Socrates, in one of his teachings, he emphasized the importance of changing oneself, and he said that we have to pay attention to the most important things in life. He said that a life that is not examined, an unexamined life, is not worth living for a human being. And having these ideas in mind, then I would like to expand on this philosophical thought, because he clearly is telling us that we have to examine ourselves, and it's very important to have conscience and raise the level of consciousness and examine our lives. We need to have a moment to be alone with ourselves and think, what are the things that I am doing wrong in my life and how can I fix them? What is it that I'm doing right and how can I improve them? Because we have to, of course, choose between good and evil. But even when we choose good, there is good and better. And that's what we want to always be pointing to. We want to always improve our ways, because always we can improve our personality, our character. We are finite human beings, entities in a finite universe. Everything is limited by the matter in which we are alive today. But considering this with even the expansion of the cosmos, and in comparison with the greatness and the infinitude of God, who is infinite, then our life is a project of constant growing, a project of constant improvement. Is a path of constant transformation. And that's why each of us, if we see that in our lives some things are not going the way they should be, then we have to sit and be alone with ourselves, and then be honest with ourselves and examine ourselves and think. Every day, some people do it perhaps when they wake up, others do it when they go to sleep, and they sit in a corner of their bed and they ask themselves, okay, what is it that I did today? What have I learned today that is going to be useful for transforming my life? I've been wasting my time to simply doing nonsense, killing the time, like some people say, as if we have all the time in the world. That's one of the biggest mental lies that we can tell to ourselves. We live a life as thinking that we are here to be eternally. We're never gonna die. No, we all going to die at some point. Our life has been by predestination, predetermined, that meaning that the day when we were born and the day when we are going to leave the world has been set already. Therefore, we have to live each day as the maximum, meaning it's a day in which if we die today, we have no regrets, because we have done that we wanted to do. Because each day is an opportunity that God is giving us to transform ourselves, to examine ourselves, to work on our ethical character. Like the great philosopher Socrates said, pay attention to the most important things in life, and there's nothing more important than your soul. And his words are very, very true, considering that sometimes we are very distracted. The world in which we are living is shaped in a way that we have many distractions. Oh, internet, YouTube, radio, TV, job, working on physical things, pursuing money, wealth, prestige, buying things. It's like, the world, the industry of the capitalists, they put like many shiny things in our eyes, in front of us. So we are very distracted with these things. And basically, sometimes individuals don't want to examine themselves, like Socrates said. A life that is not, if you don't examine yourself, your life each day, or at least every certain time, it's not a life worth living for a human being, because we are living like animals without conscience and we have a divine soul inside of us, and we have to take care of our soul. We have to take care of ourselves. Therefore, we have to avoid distractions. We have to focus on the most important things, which is the perfectioning of our character and the working of our soul. It's not wrong to take care of our body physically, to stay healthy. It's not wrong to pursue, to have a good job, to have money. This is not wrong. The problem is that when there's an imbalance in the energies that is pushing us towards things who are taking away time to work on the most important things. If we are giving too much attention to the body, to the physical shape, or to making money, becoming rich, this stuff, okay, then perhaps we are falling in some kind of hidden idolatry that we think that this is the most important thing. No, this is not the most important thing. Put it under and equilibrate things. The most important thing is the working on ourselves, working on our soul, the perfectioning of our character. And that's why we have to avoid these kind of distractions and concentrate on what's important. And what's important for me, not in comparison with anyone else. Because my purpose in this existence is only for me. My path is not your path, and yours is not mine. Do not look for your ideas in my mind, because you're not gonna find them. Therefore, each person must work on his own personal project for his life. And something important that we have to consider is that sometimes individuals, they avoid trying to find the answer to the most important questions in life. Why? Some people live a life without meaning, without purpose, like animals. They wake up, routine, go to work, sleep, eat, family, sexual relations, this, that, like animals. They don't think that there will come a day in which we're all gonna leave this world. Physically, we're going to die. We're gonna return back to the place from which we came from, and we're gonna have to render an account before our Creator. And therefore, we will be asked, what did you do with the life that I gave you? How did you spend your time? Don't tell me that you didn't have time to look for the most important questions in life. And no, I was busy checking on my neighbor, or was gossiping that I was telling him that he has to fix his life. What? It's enough to work on ourselves. Why you waste your time trying to turn or twist the path of someone else and trying to conform it according to your path? Your path is not the path of your friend or your neighbor or your family, of your mother or your father. Each person has their own purpose in this existence, for which our soul came into this world, for which God has put us into this world. My path is not your path, and yours is not mine. Therefore, and like I said, avoid distractions, concentrate on yourself, and work on that. Improve your life. And I'm trying to emphasize the idea that sometimes individuals, even though they know what they have to do, they don't do it, because by finding the answer to the most important questions in our lives, that implies responsibility. That implies that we have to change, because if we examine our life, if we sit and say, okay, what is it that I'm living for? Why God is allowing me to stay alive in this existence? What is my purpose? What is it that I have to do? Me, my own path in this life. And if we find the answer to these questions, then we will... Many people don't want to get the answers to this, because this implies responsibility. Because the people who know that there's a Creator in the world, then you know that the Creator expects something from you, and you don't want to do anything. People just want to lay down, and they just want to get things easy. Oh God, give me paradise. Give me paradise. Things that are earned without any sacrifice are things that are not... People don't value things that sometimes are given for free. That's why, if we think, for example, the story when our forefathers, Adam and Eve, they were in paradise, and they lost this privilege because it was given to them. They didn't earn it, and therefore they didn't value it that much, and they lost it. Now, for us to get back to that primordial state, we're gonna have to work hard. And that's basically what God has told us. Yeah, okay, you want to come back to the paradise? Okay, I will give it to you, but you have to work, you have to earn it. Someone who has a job, you have to work hard to get a paycheck. Don't think that they're gonna pay you for free. In the same way, God is going to reward those who have worked very hard on themselves. And if he's going to reward each individual according to their own job, according to their own life, according to their own purpose, not in general. And no one can do anything for me, neither for you. It's your own personal project of your life. And that's why avoid distractions and concentrate on the most important things, as Socrates emphasized. And the most important thing is taking care of your soul. Avoid other distractions. Be conscious. Raise the level of consciousness. And accept that if someone else has a different path, then this person has a different way of thinking that is not the same way that you think or you believe. If you believe and you think in a certain way, okay, that's your path, that's my path. But I don't have to get upset because someone doesn't agree with me or with my ideas and that's the end of the world and I'm gonna kill people. It's like, come on, this is nonsense behavior. I don't have to defend anyone. I'm not the savior of the world. Each person has to work their own salvation. And it's enough for me to work on myself. It doesn't mean that you don't give an advice to someone, you talk to someone, you try to improve their ways if you see that some individuals have some emptiness in themselves. So what we call the existential emptiness. Perhaps this is not the accurate scientific or psychological term, but the idea is the people that live without meaning in their lives and they feel empty. They feel that they don't know what they're living for. And that's why these individuals, sometimes they fall into drugs, alcohol, because they just simply want to leave the world. They're trying to escape from matter, from trouble. And they have to find the meaning of their lives. And it's not easy, but it can be achieved. This is important that we think about this. And again, taking care of our soul, working for our own personal salvation, examine our lives, raise the level of consciousness, examine and think each day, what is it that I want to do? How can I improve my life? Something very important that we can think in order to achieve this. We can either, if you want, write down in a paper, if you want. Okay, what is it that I want to achieve? What is it that I want to do with my life in 3, 4, 5, 6 years from now? Because don't think that you can get things like this very fast and very easy, like some people want to get things like that. No, you have to work hard to achieve and to get things. And the obstacles are not bad, simply are the like those people who train themselves when they want to go to the Olympics, right? And they have to sweat, they have to push themselves, and the obstacles are there exactly as a training, as a way to overcome them and become stronger and become more focused on what we want to do. Therefore, the obstacles in our lives are simply those trainers, personal trainers that are pushing us to do what we have to do. Therefore, think, for example, what is it that I want to achieve in my life, in a spiritual life, as a believer, or simply as I want to get a job, I want to, I don't know, have a family, many things, whatever you want to achieve, wealth, be good physically, in good health, whatever. Just think about your own personal thing, 3, 4, 5 years from now. Write down, what is it that you want to achieve? How do you intend to achieve such thing? And what do you are willing to sacrifice in order to achieve this? Because again, nothing is free. You have to work hard for things. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to achieve that you don't have today and the majority of the people don't have neither? That's one thing. Second, write down whatever or what could happen if you don't do what you are supposed to do. Okay, if you don't do, then what's gonna happen with my life? I'm gonna fall what? Into depression, sadness, alcohol, drugs. I'm gonna be empty inside. I will be living a life like the animals without even consciousness or knowing why I'm living for. Therefore, I'm gonna be what? Fall into poverty, homeless, disease, die. What's gonna happen with my life if I don't do what I have to do? And then compare. Compare what you want your life to be and what's gonna happen if you don't do what you have to do. And like I said, I think that all of us, we know what we have to do sometimes, but we don't do it. We postpone things. Oh, later, tomorrow, next month. Tomorrow, next month is gonna come and we'll be the same situation, and then our life will be gone. And then we're going to complain, oh God, I need more time. And God will ask, really? More time for what? You haven't done anything with the time I gave you, and then you want more time for what? So, and like I said, the world is designed in such a way with so many obstacles. It's the evil side that is present that could sometimes stop us and distract us. And like Socrates said, this great philosopher, avoid this kind of distraction, concentrate on the most important things in life, examine your life, because a life that is not examined, if you don't examine yourself each single day, it's a life that is not worth living for a human being. And work on your soul, work on your character, and for sure you will be successful. For sure you will improve your ways. For sure you will be and you will achieve whatever that you want to achieve. Like I said, you can apply this for anything. From a believer point of view, if you want to improve in your prayer, if you want to improve in the quality of your worship to God, many things. If you want to stop doing something that is not right, if you want to improve your character, if you want to be work on, let's say, kindness, if you are someone who is very angry all the time, okay, you have to work on this thing. You have to try to be more calm, or many things. Or like I said, if you want to, I don't know, have a better job, an education, want to get married, or if you want to simply be the best that you can be of yourself, you can apply these kind of thoughts, philosophical, psychological, religious, historical thoughts that is going very far from the 4th century BC, from the time of Socrates, such a great philosopher, until our very days. And this is the same kind of thinking that is in agreement what we know from religion and from history and from many things. Therefore, I think it's important to think about it. Have a time for yourself. Like one of the greatest sages said one time, that the life ends and you realize that you never had time to be with yourself, alone. Think, examine your life. That's important. The most important thing is to think about yourself, and of course you think about others, but think about your own salvation. That's important. As always, I want to thank you for your attention. Leave your comments. You are welcome to input and add something else. And God willing, we'll see each other in future videos. I want to keep bringing in some more philosophical ideas from Socrates and other great philosophers, and religious thinking, teachings. There are many things that we can share and speak in this channel, God willing. So as always, thank you so much, and we'll see each other in the next video.